Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter of the Quran, holds an unparalleled significance in the spiritual realm. This surah, consisting of just 7 verses, carries within it the weight of the entire Quran. It is the prologue to the divine symphony that is the Quran, setting the tone for the spiritual journey that unfolds in the chapters that follow. Surah Al-Fatiha, often referred to as the opening, is not just a name, but a description of its unique place in the Quran. It is the first chapter that greets every reader, every listener, every reciter. It is the first step towards understanding the divine message, and it is the opening of a conversation, a dialogue between the faithful and their Creator. The significance of Surah Al-Fatiha goes beyond its position in the Quran. It is often hailed as the essence of the Quran. Each verse, each word, each letter resonates with a depth of meaning that encapsulates the core teachings of Islam. Surah Al-Fatiha is more than a chapter. It is a guide for the faithful. It teaches us how to pray, how to ask for guidance, and how to seek refuge in the divine. It is a prayer that encompasses the totality of human needs, spiritual, emotional, and physical. It is a plea for guidance, a declaration of praise, and an affirmation of faith. This surah is a mirror that reflects the state of our hearts. When recited with sincerity and understanding, it has the power to transform hearts, to guide souls, and to illuminate paths. It is a constant reminder of our purpose, our goals, and our ultimate destination. As we delve deeper into the verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, we discover layers of wisdom, layers of guidance, and layers of spiritual nourishment. Each verse is a gem, a treasure waiting to be unlocked. Each recitation is an opportunity to connect with the divine, to seek guidance, and to find solace. Now, embark on a journey of understanding this profound chapter, verse by verse. The first verse of Surah Al-Fatiha, "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful," is a testament to the divine mercy and compassion of Allah. This opening verse is not merely a preface, it sets the stage for the entire surah, and indeed the whole Quran, by invoking the two principal attributes of Allah, His boundless mercy and endless compassion. These attributes are a beacon of hope and solace, a comforting embrace in times of despair and hardship. By starting with a mention of Allah's mercy and compassion, the surah emphasizes the overarching theme of divine benevolence that permeates the rest of the text. It is a constant reminder of Allah's infinite kindness and love for His creation. Every word, every verse that follows is under the umbrella of this divine grace and mercy. This verse reminds us of the endless mercy and compassion of Allah, a theme that resonates throughout the Quran. The second verse, "Praise be to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds," acknowledges the universal lordship of Allah. This verse is a profound testament to the boundless sovereignty of Allah, the one true deity who reigns over all realms of existence. It's a powerful statement of faith, a declaration of the believer's recognition and acceptance of a divine authority that transcends all worldly boundaries. The act of praising Allah is not merely a ritualistic utterance. It is a conscious, heartfelt expression of gratitude and reverence towards the Creator. It is a recognition of His infinite wisdom, His absolute authority, and His unending mercy. It is a submission to His will and a pledge of allegiance to His path. This verse carries a deep spiritual implication, reminding us that Allah's lordship is not confined to any one nation, race, or species. He is the Lord of all worlds, a divine entity whose reach and influence permeate every corner of the universe. This verse inspires humility and gratitude, reminding us of Allah's omnipresence and omnipotence. Verses 3 to 5, "The most gracious, the most merciful, Master of the day of judgment, you alone we worship and you alone we ask for help," reiterate the paramount themes of mercy, judgment, and monotheistic worship. These verses, though brief, are profound in their meaning. The title, "The most gracious, the most merciful," is not just a simple introduction, but a reflection of the boundless compassion and love that Allah bestows upon His creation. It is a reminder of the divine mercy that permeates every aspect of our lives. This mercy is not just a passive attribute, but an active force that continually shapes and sustains our existence. Master of the Day of Judgment is a potent reminder of the ultimate accountability that each of us has. It isn't a phrase designed to instill fear, but rather one that encourages mindfulness and responsibility in our actions, for we will one day stand before the Master, answerable for our deeds. This phrase is a call to live our lives with integrity, knowing that each action has a consequence, each choice a ripple effect that extends far beyond what we can see. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. This verse embodies the essence of monotheistic worship. It is a declaration of our dependence on Allah and an affirmation of His singular role in our lives. We worship Him because He is worthy of worship, and we seek His help because there is no source of aid more potent, more reliable, or more enduring than Allah. This verse also points to the importance of seeking divine guidance in our lives. In our journey through life, we encounter many challenges and crossroads. By turning to Allah for guidance, we acknowledge our limitations and express our trust in His wisdom and knowledge. In essence, these three verses encapsulate our total dependence on Allah, our commitment to monotheistic worship, and our plea for guidance and help. They remind us of our place in the grand scheme of things and guide us in our relationship with Allah. These verses encapsulate our total dependence on Allah, our commitment to monotheistic worship, and our plea for guidance and help. The final verses guide us on the straight path, the path of those who have received your grace, not the path of those who have brought down wrath upon themselves, nor of those who have gone astray, are a plea for guidance and a life of righteousness. Here we are being invited to delve deeper into the profound wisdom of these verses. They are not just words to be recited, but a heartfelt supplication for divine intervention in our lives. They express our yearning for a life that is guided by the light of truth, a life that is protected from the pitfalls of ignorance and misguidance. When we say guide us on the straight path, we are asking for more than just simple directions. We are expressing our need for spiritual nourishment, our desire for a life that is harmonious with the divine will. We are seeking the path that leads us to our ultimate destination, a life of peace, contentment, and fulfillment. And when we say, the path of those who have received your grace, we are acknowledging the fact that we are not the first to tread this path. There have been many before us who have lived lives of righteousness and have been blessed with divine favor. We are hoping to follow in their footsteps, to benefit from their wisdom, to be inspired by their courage and determination. The verse, not the path of those who have brought down wrath upon themselves, nor of those who have gone astray, is a reminder of the consequences of straying from the straight path. It's a warning against the dangers of self-deception, arrogance, and disobedience. It's an appeal to avoid the mistakes of those who have lost their way, those who have chosen a path that leads to suffering and despair. These concluding verses of Surah Al-Fatiha are a powerful call to action. They are a reminder that we have a choice in the direction our lives take. They inspire us to continuously seek guidance, to remain humble, and to strive for a life of righteousness. These concluding verses of Surah Al-Fatiha underscore our continuous need for divine guidance and the profound desire to stay on the righteous path. Surah Al-Fatiha, in its 7 concise verses, encapsulates the essence of the Quran and the core of Islamic faith. This surah, also known as the opening, is more than just a chapter in the Quran. It's a spiritual guide, a prayer, a conversation with our Creator, and a compass that navigates us to the straight path. The surah begins with the acknowledgement of Allah's mercy and compassion, setting the tone for the entire Quran. It introduces us to a God who is not distant or indifferent, but rather one who is ever present, ever caring, and ever merciful. This is a God who is closer to us than our jugular vein, a God who listens, understands, and responds. Then we are led to the praise of the Lord. Every word of praise in this surah is a testament to the greatness of Allah, a reminder of His infinite wisdom and power. It's an affirmation of His role as the Lord of all worlds, the Master of the Day of Judgment, the one who has no partners, no equals. Next, the surah takes us through the concept of guidance. It highlights the importance of seeking Allah's guidance in our lives, of turning to Him for wisdom and direction. The surah teaches us that guidance is not a privilege, but a gift that Allah bestows upon those who earnestly seek it. Moving further, we encounter the idea of righteousness. Here the surah defines the straight path, the path of those who have received Allah's grace. It's a path that leads to peace, success, and eternal happiness. It's a path that is free from misguidance and deviation. In essence, Surah Al-Fatiha is a microcosm of the Quran. It encapsulates the core values of Islam: mercy, monotheism, praise, judgment, guidance, and righteousness in a profound and eloquent manner. This surah serves as a beacon of light for all who tread the path of faith, illuminating our journey in this world and beyond. Understanding Surah Al-Fatiha deepens our connection to the Quran, enriching our spiritual journey and guiding us on the path of righteousness.